Good morning. Hopefully my phone has an indication that I have kind of a poor signal today. I'm not sure. But today we're going to look at Psalms 10, 11, and 12. Maybe 13. We'll combine a little bit of tomorrow's reading as well. Tomorrow, Sunday morning, I'll be live on Facebook at 10:30 from Our Savior's in McHenry. Mabel and Sutton has not going to have worship down there, so tomorrow morning I'll be live 10:30, and I'll probably put a notice on Facebook, tomorrow morning about, a little before 9 or so, just as that reminder as well for those that join for worship. As we look at these Psalms today, Psalm 10, why, O Lord, do you seem so far away or stand so far off? Where are you? Why, in the vast of heavens, why do you not seem closer to us? There's, the Lord is near you, is in your heart and on your lips, but here the psalmist is feeling, left out alone, and abandoned. Why, O Lord, are you so far away? Why do you not hear? Why do you hide yourself in times of trouble? The arrogance of the wicked persecute the poor. Let them be caught, for the wicked boast of where are you, Lord? There's just a cry out for justice, a cry out for someone to care. And the psalmist is just feeling lost and alone and left out, abandoned by God in so many ways. And, and then he talks about, the wicked, how it says their ways prosper. Your judgments are on high, out of their sight. As their foes they scoff. They think in their hearts, we'll not be moved through the, why is it that the wicked seem to just get it, why aren't the wicked being punished, for what they're doing, but rather, they just seem to flourish. Where are you, God? Why aren't you taking action? Why aren't you doing something about this? It says they sit in ambush in the villages, they're just waiting to prey upon the poor, and they're just, they're not good people, and then, verse 11, they think in their heart, God is forgotten. He has hidden his face. He will never see it. This is what the wicked are thinking, that God's not watching. There is no God. I don't have to worry about it because, I don't have to answer to anybody. He will never see it. And then verse 12, rise up, O God, lift up your hand, so make your presence known, let these wicked people who think they're getting away with everything, remind them that there are consequences, indeed you note trouble and grief. You take it into your hands. They help the helpless commit themselves. You have been the helper of the orphan. So again, commending that God is active, that God does things, and then 15, break the arm of the wicked and evildoer, break the arm, that's pretty serious, but it's stop them, Lord. Make them see the error of their ways and put obstacles in their path, and then verse 16, the Lord is king forever, the nations will perish, and, acknowledging God, as the ruler, but this feeling of, God, why are you so far off? In the beginning verse, it's just, the helpless state that we feel so often. And in talking with people, with people are dealing with a lot of stuff in their lives, and often they wonder, where are you, God? Why aren't you doing something for me, and why is this happening to me? And this is where the psalmist is right now, is overcome with the emotions of other people seemingly, getting by with things that they shouldn't, and living good lives, and here I am, and look at me, Lord. And then this last couple verses, you hear the desires of the meek, you strengthen their heart, you will incline your ear to them and do justice for the orphan and the oppressed, so that those from the earth may strike terror no more. So that those wicked people, those of the earth, that's, they're not going to be able to inflict harm upon the widows, the poor, the orphans, on the person that's writing the psalm, that's feeling depressed, abandoned, and lost in so many ways. Psalm 11 again is attributed to David. In the Lord I take refuge. You know, and I mean, and in my Bibles, I've got in the front page, or, you know, it's written in there somewhere, you know, is prayer your first recourse or your last response? You know, your first response, your last, you know, the last thing you count on, you know. But, and so here, in the Lord I take refuge, you know, coming to God with everything. He said, how can you say to me, flee like a bird to the mountain, for the wicked bow, and, you know, but, you know, in the Lord I take refuge. I feel safe with God. I know that God hears my prayer, and I know that God cares about me. Verse 4, as I read it, you know, the Lord is in his holy temple. There's a beautiful little praise song. The Lord is in his holy temple. Let all the earth keep silence. You know, let all the earth keep silence before him. And that song actually is from Habakkuk 2:20. That's the verse, you know. The Lord is in his holy temple. Let all the earth keep silence before him. And it's a reminder that, you know, the temple of God isn't here on earth. The temple of God, if it is on earth, it's in our hearts and in our minds. You know, this is where God lives, is within us. But the Lord is so far above us. You know, the Lord's throne is in heaven, it says. His eyes behold, his gaze examines humankind. He tests the righteousness and the wicked. You know, so those who follow what God says, you know, God sees that, and God also sees the wicked. The psalmist is acknowledging that. He says, on the wicked he will rain coals of fire and sulfur, and scorching wind will, you know, evil things will happen to the evil. Although, you know, we know that that's not God doling things out that way, and that, you know, that good things happen to bad people and bad things happen to good people. I mean, this is what the psalmist is writing, you know, the last verse here of Psalm 11. The Lord is righteous. He loves righteous deeds. The upright shall behold his face. The upright shall behold his face. So those who are faithful, those who trust in God, those who accept Jesus as Lord and Savior, those who follow God will behold his face. You know, this is, you know, we're not going to see him in this life, but in the life following. Psalm 12, again, a psalm of David, and it's written for the 8-stringed harp, you know, so it's specific, again, just like the pipes or the flutes, you know, but, and it's, again, a cry, a plea of help, of save me from the persecution of my enemies. Help, O Lord, for there's no longer anyone godly. The faithful have disappeared. They utter lies to each other, you know. Help, O Lord. Just, I mean, those first 3 words, I mean, how often do we say that as well? Help, O Lord. I need, Lord. You know, give me strength, Lord. And so it's a cry for strength. It's a cry. It's a prayer for deliverance from persecution by enemies. You know, he says, may the Lord cut off all flattering lips, the tongue that makes great boasts, and those who say, with our tongues we will prevail. I mean, I don't think so. And that reminded me of, you know, people today that say, I can do whatever I want, you know, it's not a big deal. But, you know, we can't do whatever we want because it impacts other people. And we can't just go about saying, if I want to do it, if it feels good to me, you know, too bad. This isn't the way we are to be. You know, with our tongues we will prevail. Our lips are our own. You know, who is our master? I mean, we are masters of ourselves? No, we are not. We need to have others and help them as well. And again, this cry, because the poor are despoiled, the needy groan, you know, he's again crying out for help for the poor, for the needy, and for himself. You know, David is writing this psalm acknowledging the need for God's protection. I mean, you know, King David, as I've said before, you know, when he was king, you know, you'd think as king you should feel safe and secure. But he didn't, because pursued by Saul, his son Absalom rises up against him, and other things happen too, you know, and not only those, but the sin within him, you know, his own failures, and then again the prayer of praise, of reassurance at the end. Oh Lord, you will protect us, you will guard us from this generation forever. On every side the wicked prowl, as vileness is exalted among humankind. But that prayer that you will protect us from all the evil of the world. And it's just, you know, David's faith in God shows in his Psalms. And that's one of the reasons that so many people enjoy reading the Psalms, take time to read the Psalms, because we resonate with what is being written, with what's being felt. You know, we feel the pain, we feel the anguish, we feel the separation. We cry out, where are you, Lord? Help, Lord, you know. And so the Psalms resonate within us as hopefully the gospel and the good news of Jesus does as well. So we take a lot of comfort in the Psalms, knowing that others feel the same way that we do. A need of help, a need of loneliness, a need for protection, a need of deliverance from the evils of the world.